Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Welcome to the Community Conversation. This is a hujjat initiative. In these regular conversations with individuals, we will explore their struggle, achievements, courage, and disappointment that shaped and guided their faith, family, and community. Today, we have with us a past president of Hujjat Jamaat, Stanmore, served the Hujjat Jamaat twice at that position, and served Hujjaj for 30 years. Welcome, Kakaji.
Thank you very much.
Kamruddin Khaki was born in Mingoyo, which is 15 miles from Lindi, Tanzania.
Correct.
His father was Mulla Fidahusein Khaki, and mother was Maryambai, daughter of Jaffer Gangji. He spent his childhood and youth in Songea and Lindi, where he did his primary and secondary schooling. He arrived in the UK in 1968 and did his A-levels and qualified as a pharmacist with a degree from Sunderland School of Pharmacy. His contributions to our community at Hujjat is many and varied, ranging from Assistant Secretary of London Jamaat, when North London and South London were one Jamaat, then Assistant Treasurer, followed by President of Hujjat in 2007, and again in 2011. During his term, he set up YAD, we'll come to YAD in our conversation,
Sure.
And promoting a number of other initiatives, as well as working closely with Council of European Jamaats and the World Federation. He was also in the Mukhi team organizing duas and lecture programs. His passion was serving Hujjaj, and with other colleagues devoted almost 30 years of continuous service as part of the European Hajj mission, where he organized Hajj seminars and chaired KSIMC medical team. KSIMC is Council of European Jamaats. Professionally, he was a member of local pharmacy committee member for over 25 years, serving around 120 pharmacies in Camden and Islington. He is a CEO of Pharmaco, a buying group whose main ethos is to obtain good deal for the members and devote part of the profit to the charities. Today, they have around 630 members. He's also currently Chairman of Tanzania United Kingdom Business Group. Welcome, Kakaji, again.
Thank you.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope you do not address me as addressing you as Kakaji.
It's fine, not a problem.
Well, now that I'm addressing you as Kakaji, how did you get that honoric title? Who gave you that Kakaji?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. I begin in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the most merciful, the most beneficent, and all praises to Allah for this opportunity. Right, when I was born, my Fuima was in Karachi, Fatmabai, and she had a neighbor who was known as Kamruddin Khaki. I think it was Mithaiwala, if I'm not mistaken.
Mithaiwala. Okay.
So they told, my Fuima said to Papa, said, Panjo Kaka achievio. And I think from there onwards it
becomes Kakaji.
I think so. And,
so they added the G afterwards, Kakaji.
That's right. Okay. Kakaji came up as I became older and older, from Kaka to Kakaji.
Right. But how did it spread in the community then?
Well, I think nobody, for them, Kamruddin was a difficult name to grasp as such. Kakaji is quite easy.
Now, you're quite happy with that, I take it?
Well, yes, I've got used to it now.
Yeah. Okay, Kakaji, you're retired now?
I am kind of retired. I retired just before COVID came in, but I kept my name on the register, so I'm still registered as a pharmacist on the pharmaceutical register. This was just to give me to sort out any problems if there are no staff available, which happened actually with COVID when the pharmacists were not available. So I've just kept myself, and I have now got a full-time pharmacist working for me, and I do work 1 or 2 days just to keep the brain moving, as it were.
So basically you're semi-retired, if I would
you can say that, yeah.
But you do take interest in quite a few organizations, which I sort of mentioned in your CV. Yeah. Let's look at one by one. I think it's interesting what you do in your retirement. Semi-retirement.
Semi-retirement.
Yeah. You are a local pharmacy LPC committee member, I take it, yeah? Who serving you were serving in that capacity as a member for 25 years.
Yeah, that's it.
So perhaps, and then 120 pharmacies in Camden and Islington.
That's right, yeah. So
it's quite a large sort of catchment area. So what does your work in LPC involve? What do you do?
Well, basically...
And explain to the audience, what is this LPC for?
LPC is
what does LPC mean?
It's Local Pharmaceutical Committee, and in fact, every pharmacy is a member of an LPC.
Has to be?
Yeah. So, for example, if you are in Haringey, there's Haringey LPC, East London LPC. It depends where you are, where your pharmacy is. Mainly, it's community pharmacy that they require, they support. So, any changes in legislations, any changes in payment...
That is from the government, statutory.
That's right, okay. So we really affiliated directly with the, if you like, now it's called the CPE, which is the Community Pharmacy establishment, which used to be PSNC before, Pharmaceutical Services Negotiation Committee. Yeah, and that is a government body which looks after the remunerations, the requirements, the legal requirements, etc., for the pharmacies, and we are part of it. Okay. So every pharmacist has to pay a small fee towards PSNC as well through the LPC, and the LPC looks after the interest. For example, before coming here, I was in a meeting with them.
All right. Okay. Yes. So basically, would you agree that it's a trade union of the pharmacy?
Not so much trade union, but it's...
almost representing pharmacy in the government, so presumably it's a representative forum and negotiates on behalf of the pharmacy. Okay.
So, for example, if there's a pharmacy which is just opening up somewhere, the pharmacy is opening up and there's already a pharmacy existing, okay, then they will look at the pros and cons and help out wherever they can. That kind of thing.
Okay. Please. Now, the other thing is CEO of Pharmaco.
Yes.
Now, what is Pharmaco?
Pharmaco is, it's historical. 3-4 decades ago, roughly, 3.5 decades ago, we had a meeting in Watford. With,
when you say we had a meeting, who had a meeting?
So we means the Khoja Shias.
All right. So it is basically Pharmaco is an organization of the Khoja Shia Ishnashi's pharmacy.
Pharmacies, yeah. Okay. But it's an offshoot of Jiba. If you remember Jiba?
Yes.
So Jiba
again, it's a Jaffrey Ishnashri Business Association.
Yeah. So what they did was they said that to form consortiums, business consortiums to help. For example, dental consortium.
Right.
If you had formed a dental consortium, then it helps buying, it helps insurance quotes, different things like that. So what happened was we decided, there were 52 or 54 of us present, and we decided to launch it as Pharmaco. Yeah, we were calling ourselves Jiba Pharmaco. And
so what was the aim of it?
The aim was, because what was happening was, we were all pharmacists, community pharmacists, struggling to get discounts from the big boys.
Right.
Because there were massive Boots, other places who were getting tremendous discounts from the wholesalers because sheer numbers. And me as a single pharmacy would not get a discount. It's only fair, that's business. So as a consortium, we said, okay, we've got 100 pharmacies, what discounts can you give me? So what happened was we matched the discount that the big boys were getting.
Right.
So so
you created a strength.
Exactly.
Okay.
So on that basis, we started nicely, very, very nicely with negotiations on discounts, on insurances, on a number of issues, recruitments, you name it, even holidays, and things like that. But the main reason why I stayed on and still am is one of the biggest ethos was the charity aspect of that.
Right.
I said that we can join any organization and get the discounts. But as a Shia Ishnashri organization, Pharmaco, the charity wing of it, was defined very clearly that at the end of the year, whatever the profits are, a certain percentage was earmarked for charity.
Okay.
And Alhamdulillah, it's doing extremely well.
So how much percentage would you give to charity?
It was 10% clear.
Oh, so whatever you make, a profit or growth?
Profit,
yeah.
Which
is quite substantial, yeah, because you've got 600 and
50 pharmacies, yeah.
Yeah, mashallah, it's good. Okay, I want to just go beyond that. Now,
Sure.
you were a chairman, you're also a chairman of Tanzania UK business group.
Yes.
You know, all this is coming out, Kakaji, and you're late in your life.
I know.
So, what does this work involve then?
Okay, so Tanzania UK Business Group was, again, I don't know if you remember, the Tanzania High Commission was behind Hilton Hotel in central London.
Yes.
Yeah, and there was
in my student days, I remember.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So in those days, I was invited by some of my peers, my veterans like Firoz Manji and others who passed away now, and they said we are starting something on Tanzania.
Right.
Anything to do with Tanzania. My passion was obviously there, so I got in there, and I was a youngster. I just qualified, and I joined them. So I was doing all the running around and working with them as such, like magazines. We get them some reports on business deals and business, whatever we call it, foreign exchange deals and things like that anyway. And it evolved from there. From there onwards, we got members, and then new chairman came in, and all that thing came in, and elections came in. I was always there. I was always involved.
Since then?
Since then, about 3 decades ago.
Right.
Yeah. And since 2000 and I think 11 or 12 or even earlier, I've been the chair until now.
Right. Kakaji, so there is quite a sea change in Tanzania as well, as far as diaspora is concerned and understanding of the diasporic community.
Sure.
Recently, they have introduced a diaspora card, which allows them to sort of enter Tanzania and invest in Tanzania. Yeah. Just share with the audience, is it now a...
It is still in the process.
It's still in the process. So you cannot apply?
No, not yet, but it soon will come there.
All right. Okay.
The things have really changed. There's a massive change in Tanzania, whereby there's a lot of opportunities for investment. There's a lot of opportunities for personal growth as well as your holiday.
So would you say, Kakaji, that because we come from mainly East Africa, our community, globalized community, mainly in Europe, comes from East Africa.
Yeah.
Would you say that because we have serious connections with East Africa, that the younger generation who are here must think in terms of going back to Africa to see if there are any opportunities? Would you recommend that?
I would recommend it very highly, and there are tremendous opportunities.
Right.
In fact, once the youngsters go there, they will also get that feeling that we used to get. Because of
our fathers used to get, great grandfather. Well, it's an interesting. I've written a book on it, so I really feel that.
Yeah, inshallah. When we're having a program, still hasn't been finalized. Very soon it will be. I will invite you, inshallah.
Inshallah, I would like to present this book to the High Commissioner if it's possible.
Yes, inshallah. The most important thing about Tanzania UK Business Group, which I have been working with my team all this time, is to promote investment into Tanzania for the UK citizens. Okay. And we used to be a conduit, if you like.
All right.
To help them. And when the bureaucracy was at the highest at one stage there, we would come in between and help them get through those difficult times that they used to have.
Right.
And I'm saying this openly now because it used to happen.
To use you, basically, as a conduit.
So as we were there, Tanzania UK Business Group, whoever was going there, then they would understand. Because the high-powered officials from Tanzania used to be invited into our group to talk to us. And so we had a good interaction, and that really helped.
So now that we are talking about Tanzania, I want to now go back to your childhood, because you were born there. Now, you were born in Mingoyo. What does Mingoyo mean, if you have any idea?
I have no idea what Mingoyo means. It's 15 miles from Lindi.
So it's a small village or town now?
It's still there, and
You've been there?
I've been there, yes. It's amazing. Yeah, it's still there.
So you spent your youth there, Mingoyo and Songea and Lindi?
Songea and Lindi,
right.
Yeah.
Because share with us your time there as a child.
Yeah, sure. In Songea, we had a tremendous childhood there, because we had the center of Songea, basically, the central activity of Songea was the Songea Jamaat, which was our Husseini society, you know, which was the core thing. And I used to volunteer there with them. Our late Ali Kaka there, who started this Husseini society, and he actually... You know,
Ali Kaka is your...
Ali Kaka, Ali Hussein...
Ali Hussein, yeah, I know. I mean, he actually was instrumental in many other things as well.
Things,
yeah, so
he
was a very solid contributor to the community at that time.
At that time.
He was an enlightened man, wasn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he used to... He, at that time, when we were so young, and he was giving us stories about Mukhtar Nama and all that, it was amazing.
Yeah, he was a good storyteller as well, wasn't he?
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And then where he used to live, we used to go follow him every time. And, you know, he used to talk to people somewhere, you know, and we say, "Kaun se? Ye kitab nahi samjho." You know, that kind of thing.
I've forgotten his surname.
Ali Hussein Asaria. Yeah. Ali Kaka.
Okay, right, okay.
Anyway, and, you know, he was very instrumental when it came to Tazia and all that, Right. So we would go to his house.
So he introduced the young people to that,
Amazing,
right? Okay.
You know. And every majlis was on Imam Hussain al-Islam was done in a story fashion which we really absorbed it, and it's still here at us now. Yeah.
Apart from him influencing you, your parents, you know, your father. I mean, I knew your father, Marhum Mulla Fidahusein Khaki. How did he and your mum influence or shaped you as in your childhood?
My father, obviously, I am what I am because of him, and that goes without saying. I mean, I watched him and I emulated him in every sense of the word because...
And he guided you, I take it, in your destiny?
All the way through. He was always behind me and supporting me in everything I was doing, which was very important. And of course, my grandfather, I was so lucky.
What's his name?
His name Haji Muhammad Khaki.
Right. He was also from, from Songea. He was also in Songea?
Yeah, he was in Songea. He was in Kutch, and then he came to Songea. He passed away in Songea.
Oh, right. Okay.
But everybody knew him as Haji Muhammad Chacha because he was a Quran teacher in Kutch. Right. I mean, he has got a big legacy himself. And my father, my late father, filled that space with grace and gratitude.
And I think his children and grandchildren are in that.
We are trying to emulate my father and my grandfather.
So he was a big figure for... what about your mum?
Yes, my mom was behind the background. She was always supporting us. That's very important because you need somebody to...
So you had your
my grandmother,
Sorry.
My grandmother was amazing.
What was your grandmother's name?
Her name was Kulsumbai,
right?
Haji Muhammad Khaki, and she would come in there always looking at us and guiding us or saying that careful, Fidahusein is angry today or something like that, which was quite good because we used to run if there was something wrong going on, and we would run to Dadima and get a good cuddle out of her and that kind of thing. So it was amazing.
Those days are not there anymore, are they?
I wish.
Yeah. Now you completed your presumably primary and secondary education.
Yes, I did.
There, and then you arrived in UK in 1968.
Yes, I did. Yeah.
What was your first impression of the United Kingdom?
Because
you were coming from Mingoyo,
from
Lindi and Songea,
Songea,
and now to a big place in the United Kingdom.
It was quite amazing because everything was very different.
It looked big, I take it, didn't it?
Very big as well. But luckily, I spent some time in Dar es Salaam, so it was not that. I was not overwhelmed, but I was overwhelmed with the hospitality of the English here.
All right.
They were very polite. They were extremely accommodating, and I was actually quite chuffed to see what was going on.
Okay, this was your impression.
My first impression. We had some problem on the first few days in the park where there was sort of abuse going on, but that was minor. It never
affected your life
me in any way or form, But so then I moved to a small village, to Loughborough.
It was a small village in Loughborough?
No, Loughborough itself. At that time, Loughborough was a small village, if you see what I mean.
In 1968?
68. It was not that big.
Well, it's expanded now.
Now it's fantastic. Yeah. But it had the best rugby team in all the fields and everything were there.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So being part of the college, we had the opportunity to be part of Loughborough College's Students' Union as well, so we could take advantage of a lot of sports facilities.
Oh, right, okay.
So that was quite good.
So you then did your presumably A-levels in Loughborough.
Yes, yes.
And then you ended up in Sunderland.
Yes.
Why Sunderland? Up north.
Luckily, I had quite a few offers, and somehow I chose Sunderland because I thought, let's see further up north and see what happens.
Yeah.
And I'm glad I did, because that School of Pharmacy is quite amazing when I compare other pharmacy schools. And I'm not knocking anybody or praising anybody, but I'm saying that the way that the teaching methods were really suitable for me. And the people of Northeast, they are absolutely beautiful.
Yes, they are.
So friendly.
Straightforward, aren't they?
Very straight, very friendly.
Yeah.
You know, and I've made some lasting friends.
Right.
So
those friendships have survived, I take it.
That's right.
Yeah.
And it also gave me the opportunity, because what we did was we had a small contingent of some of our Khoja Shia brothers and sisters.
Oh, up north.
Up north.
How many of them were there?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7-ish.
Name them?
Yeah, for example, Mansurabai was there.
Right,
your sister.
Yeah.
Your brother was there.
Right.
Yeah. And then Zuhair Sharif was there.
Right.
Okay, then 2 other, Hasnain, who is now in Toronto. And
they were all doing pharmacy, or they were just doing something else?
The 2 of us were doing pharmacy. Ashik Ali Ismail Marhum is passed away as well. Right. He was doing a PhD in pharmacology. Zuhair was in computers. Mansurabai and myself, I was doing in pharmacy. Mansurabai was 1 year ahead of me. And your brother was doing in economics, I think, or something.
Engineering.
Engineering, I mean. Yeah. And masters was doing business studies, I believe.
Right.
You know.
So you sort of then gathered and did religious.
So I had a flat there, not a flat, but the house we hired. So every Friday, we would have a small majlis.
All right. Okay.
Alhamdulillah. So what happened? We start with Hadith Kisa, Dua Kumail, small majlis, and then the niyaz. So that kept us going. You know.
Well, it's nicely. It now nicely brings me to your community life, because obviously, as a pharmacist, then I take it that you came to London and then expanded your pharmacy career. Yes. I take it, yeah. But I think I want to spend some time in the community life.
Sure.
So when you qualified, presumably you came to London.
Yes.
And your community life, as I understand it, began in Hammersmith. Am I right?
Yes, absolutely.
How did it start?
Well, first of all, when I was in Loughborough, I got a message from Nazir Walji to attend, Nazir Jessa, to attend a meeting in London. Yeah.
What was the meeting? Was it for the Jamaat?
Jamaat, right. You know, if you remember, and all that.
International Union.
Yeah.
Before the London Jamaat was formed.
That's right.
That was the first institution, wasn't it?
And you know, I used to come here, and then I used to come to now the Regent's Park Mosque. We used to hire that place for Ashura. So I used to come from Sunderland for that Ashura.
Right. Okay.
That kind of thing. And then when I qualified, I got my pre-reg spot in southwest London.
Right.
So I came my pre-reg training there, and I moved here, and Hammersmith was there. It started. And
just started, I think. Yeah.
And I just started associating myself with that as a volunteer. Since the age of 8 or 9, I have been working for the community as a volunteer in one capacity or the other.
Right.
Either I'm serving there or doing alums or, you know.
So you just got involved.
I just got involved, and you know, if there's any help they needed, I was there.
Right.
You know, and but there were so many, alhamdulillah, youngsters at that time who were so enthusiastic because it was center, and things were very difficult because you could lose your speaker or your thing if you're not careful there, because there were so many things going on there. You know, so there were so many thefts going on from the. So every night we had to cover ourselves and close up and whatever you.
Oh, in that area, yeah.
Quite hectic, yeah. But alhamdulillah, from there on, we moved on.
Now you did move on, because I remember you were a assistant secretary of the Khoja Shia International Muslim Community of London.
That's right.
and also the assistant treasurer, I take it, yeah?
Yes.
In both these posts, now it was a London Jamaat, one Jamaat at that time.
Exactly, yes.
So what was it like serving one Jamaat in London, which was majority of the community were sort of spread in north and south. So what was it like?
So, well, the way it worked was, there was the president and the secretary. Okay.
Yeah.
Then there was the assistant secretary and the vice president. Assistant secretary and the vice president.
All right.
So I was in charge as an assistant secretary for the Stanmore section.
So northwest.
Yeah, northwest, yeah. And the Hydri were there, their own thing, yeah. And Marhum Ali was the vice chairman here.
Right.
Okay.
With you there,
With me,
for
yeah.
the north.
At that time, yeah.
And who was the vice president here on the south?
Vice president in the south, I think was one of the, I forget his name, so sorry. Oof.
Not to worry, not to worry. But this was a structure.
Exactly, that was a structure. Yeah. And the chairman was Marhum Khanji, if you remember.
Right,
yeah. And the secretary was Anwar Tanji.
Dr. Anwar Tanji, okay. So how was the relationship between North and South during your time?
It was...
You have to be candid, Kakaji.
Absolutely. It was very good in the sense that there was cooperation all the time. But there were up-teen arguments in every sense.
What was the sort of the core of the issues?
The core issue mainly was that part of the group, I mean, they never wanted Northwest London to dictate terms to Hydri, South.
All right. So that was...
They wanted their autonomy, basically.
Yeah.
They wanted to get on with it. Now, what used to happen was if they wanted to do something, they were going to come through here, and they come to the main body here.
Okay.
And the main body, I think, was being influenced by Stanmore, by Northwest.
So they felt that they were shortchanged like
Absolutely,
that,
yeah.
Not in a bigger sense, but just
like
in the way it was working and all that.
Yeah.
And autonomy would have been a better way forward.
I think so.
Yeah. And it happened actually, didn't it?
Yes, it did happen, and I think there were some very nice, very respectable elders in South who really amazingly worked this way through.
Right.
And when
it was very amicably done.
Absolutely, because when we talk, we are all youngsters. At the end of the day, we are guided by our elders, and we always emulate them. I mean, we are here because of our elders, really and truly,
Isn't it sad that the elder group cannot now mitigate differences and issues and all?
It is sad.
In that sense, we don't have that active sort of group to mitigate issues and challenges.
I think that was one of the things I thought, I would tell you today, that it would be an ideal situation, exactly what you touched, is to have an independent committee of elders who would be the mitigating committee. Now, I saw this...
Conflict resolution and all that. Yeah?
Now, this initiative has been launched by Nairobi Jamaat through Africa Federation.
Yeah, but it's very in a very professional way, isn't it?
Yes.
Which I think is a very good step forward, isn't it?
I think it should be replicated in every Jamaat.
Yeah.
Okay. And there are certain elders who should be part of it, but let's not get carried away with personalities that they should be part of it.
No.
Let's get
genuine people who are very objective and suited for this sort of thing.
Professionals who are into that field.
Yeah.
They should be doing it. If there's a marriage resolution, of course the elders should be there, but the major revolutionary committee, the guys who are doing day in and day out, should be involved.
Right.
If you bring Joe Blogs to come and sort it out, you will only have some favoritism or whatever.
And also, I think the scope also is important. Should they resolve individual cases or just the community-led cases, and all that has to be sort of that scope has to be decided. Yeah.
So I had a brief word with Asif when he was here.
Asif Karim.
Yes, he was here 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago when he gave a speech, and I said to him that it should be replicated throughout the world, and maybe from Africa they should present something for the World Federation, and of course the Council of European Jamaats, and take it from there.
So there should be a discussion now at the global level.
Sure.
Now, I want to sort of come to, you became a president of Hujjat in 2007 and 2011,
2008,
What was as a president in 2007, what was your vision? I mean, how did you want to transform the community?
So actually there was, I can't say anything, but there was a lot of noise in the community going on.
This is 2007 now.
2008, right. Yeah. That's right, when I became. And, at that time I was elected. Normally people just turn out to be, say, 50, 60 people for the election, or any meeting. The quorum is hardly met, and then they just show up. This time we had almost 500 people. And I got 3 times the vote, which was an overwhelming support for me from the...
Why was that? I mean, what was the vision that you were putting forward?
I don't know, there may be some shortcomings, or maybe people were not, or they wanted change or something. I think it was the change they wanted.
They wanted a change. And
yeah, because I don't think any committee has got any shortcoming, because we all try our best.
Right.
We do sacrifice our time for the community.
Yeah. I mean, the intentions are good.
Intentions are good. And if, like I say, one of the successful persons says that the change is the best thing happening, otherwise you get fossilized in time, and I agree with that.
Yeah.
And the other thing is that anything that you do as a member, and there's nothing like this is wrong. It's a learning factor. If something goes wrong, you learn it. So this is where I come in with my what do you call it, the audit cycle. Yeah. So you look at the audit of anything. For example, if you say how many people are parking their car in the wrong place when they come to Stanmore. Yeah. So you allocate some guy to have a look at it. You say, okay, these people are there. Why are they not following it? So you bring out how many, why, and what are the reasons. So once you know all those things, then you talk to them. You improve that situation, okay? And then you look at it again, and you see, okay, fine. It has improved now. 50% are.
Is this the change you wanted to bring?
Okay. Yeah. So that's the change. So once you bring the audit cycle in there, you slowly reflect and change, reflect and change, reflect and change. So you don't become fossilized in your life, basically. Yeah.
So this is where,
I had a very good team, because my team consisted of three past presidents.
Oh, right. Jamaat. Within your team?
Within my farm.
Who were they?
There was Muhammad Lalji, Ahmad Dungarsi, and
another president.
Yeah. And then we had, out of that, 3 of them are now the presidents. For example, Mustafa Jaffer was president, and then Munir Das was the president. And
so they were all in your team at
in
the
my
time?
team, and then after me, they became the president.
Right,
and Murtaza Keji was the president.
Oh, right, okay.
So all these people.
So they were all part of your,
Mohsin Qasim, secretary several times after.
Yeah, he is,
after
that's
that.
right.
Same with a young guy called Salim Hamir. We took him on as he had no treasurer experience, but the way he done. So that's what happened.
Were you able to bring in any changes during your time in 2007?
Yes, I think we did. We brought in a lot more changes. We had more participation coming back to the center. Right. Basically, that was very important. Okay.
From the grassroots.
Yes, from the grassroots, more participation. More majalises were being commemorated. Of course, the standards were there all the time. Okay. We also started, for example, the journey of Imam Islam to Karbala. In Rajab, as you know, we do that Yawm Gam day and that kind of. So we emphasize a lot more on spiritualism, okay, and yet we increase the secularism. For example, I started the Careers Convention, okay. We have got a very great guy who is doing a fantastic job. I think you know him. Very good names these days, Sharif Devji's grandson, yeah.
Ah, yeah, I know. Ali Sharif?
Ali Sharif.
Yeah.
And, he organized it with me, and the first time we did it, excellent.
So you introduced careers.
Yeah.
What about this YAD?
YAD was something...
What does YAD stand for? Yeah.
Youth Azadari Drive.
Oh, so that was a drive, yeah. Azadari.
Azadari Drive. So what was happening was, when you sit across the mosque, and you see youngsters are shy to shed a tear on the Musibah of Muhammad Islam. I sat with Abbas Jaffer, Abbas Jaffer, Mulla Abbas Jaffer, and also Murtaza Keji. And we said, look, let's do something so that, we can sit with the youth and, when the Masaib come, we can shed our tears. There's nothing to be shy about it, something like that. And let's start this. And we started that. And I believe it was one of those Muharram nights when I think Murtaza Keji launched it on behalf of our Jamaat, on behalf of my team at that time. And now look at them. Incredible. They're reciting, they are part of every Azadari, they are part of every Matam, Majalis, and things, very much interested. I think it's amazing. The other thing that we wanted to introduce, which I think we should still do, unless I don't know whether it's going on or not, is called Youth Dua Drive. So my vision at that time was the fact that, like Du'a Kumail, Du'a Istashir, Du'a Shabaniya, those sort of du'as, which are brilliant du'as, and they are not so long, okay, should be part and parcel of children's as such.
Routine upbringing, yeah.
Totally.
They must learn this.
It is in their control.
These du'as are important, of course.
So tomorrow they come in and they went to somewhere and they say, okay, Ishani dua par. No problem. Straight away start reciting. If there's a month when they say, okay, Yasin, they are not shy. They will do it because they can do it.
Now so the phone comes.
Automatically. And this happened because when it came to Hajj, as one of the guys who organized the programs in Hajj, which I used to do, I used to tell youngsters, because our idea was, the great guy Ahmad Dungarsi, late Ahmad Dungarsi, who was the pioneer for Hajj mission, as you know, his idea was to promote Hajj, and we used to promote Hajj for the youngsters. So before they become anything after the teenagers, they always, whenever they pray, they can see Kaaba there, which is very important.
Yeah.
So what we used to do was have programs on the top floor in the Haram.
Right. Okay.
And we used to recite Suratul Yasin every night, and then all these du'as, Dua Mujid, Dua Mashlul, all these du'as, etc. So I used to get these guys at seminar or on the plane, or when we are in Medina first day, when they're having this 5-star meal. So I tell them, okay, you are going to recite Yasin. He says, no, I'm going to I said, no, you're getting the opportunity right in front of the Kaaba, and you have to tell them.
Encourage them, yeah.
And you'll be amazed. One guy said to me, I said to him, you're going to do Dua Mujir. No, Kakaji, I can't. I say, of course you can, try it. And now he just loves it. He said to me, thank you, because you introduced him. And the barakah is from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He's doing it in So this is what it is.
So, no, good. Now I just want to sort of talk about your 2011.
Yes.
Now this was a very short presidency.
Yes.
What happened?
Well, there are some issues in the committee, in the community, and what have you. And again, like I say, there's no issues as such. The only learnings from there. Yeah. So there are certain things that we needed to do in the community to bring ourselves up to the spec for the regulations for this country.
Right.
Okay. So I tried to do that, which I did, and I was successful. But then going forwards, for me being there was not as important as the institution, because the institution was supposed to write certain things, and I was totally against it. So I decided that, look, it's not worth it. I had to sacrifice it for the institution, and that's all it is.
So when you say you sacrifice,
I
know I'm pushing you.
I know.
But what was
there's a certain issue.
Was there a debate within a committee, and you felt that there was an issue which was one of principle, and you had to sort of...
Yes, that's basically it. So basically we had serious issue in our thing, and we discussed it several times. Everything was set, including legal advice and everything. Yeah, and then I finally decided that there are certain things which I didn't agree on how to expose our institution. Yeah, and me being there will not help. So that's
a matter of principle, and you
Principle,
sort of got it.
yeah.
Do you regret it?
Well, the only thing I regret is not having completed my term, because
Right. You had so much to do at the time.
had so much to do. The community's confidence in me was so high, and I loved my community, and they loved me, and then I had to do this. So it was a blatant apology to them, but there was nothing. It was for the community, and it is for those people who voted for me that I had to do this.
After 14 years
Yes.
of 2011, are there any lessons that you may feel you want to share with the community? Do you feel that we must learn a lesson that whatever happened in 2011 should not be, any lessons that you may want to share?
First and foremost, we should 100% abide by whatever the regulations are to the charity. That's one thing. That goes without saying.
Regulations in what
in
can you
all terms, in terms of
community regulations or
community regulations,
constitution or what?
Constitution, regulatory things, if you like, safeguarding, so many things. We have got to have everything in place.
Right.
Okay.
All the protocols.
Yeah. If you don't have, then not only are you violating the charity organization's constitution, but also our own Islamic principles, because the Islamic principle tells you, first of all, you should, first of all, you must respect the law of the land, because you are saying, of course, don't break your Sharia, never break your Sharia, never compromise on your Aqidah, never compromise on your Aqidah. You know?
I think in your 2011, whatever issue that came up, I think you had to handle it.
Yes, yes.
It was sort of reactive in a way.
Yes, yes.
It happened and you have to now handle it, and you have to manage it.
Sure.
And you have to manage the expectations and all that. And I think the learning curve is that let's be proactive and make sure that all the protocols are in place.
Agree more, because at that time, if once we were there, we found out that so many things were missing, and so many things were put right while I was there.
Right.
There was no doubt.
So you stabilized the situation.
Absolutely. All the institutions.
Your team stabilized the situation. Okay. Can we go to your? I've got a couple of more questions,
Sure.
and I hope that we are able to sort of have a discussion on it.
Sure.
One of them is your co-ed year, serving hujjat for 30 years. This is the flagship board of the co-ed.
Yes.
As I remember, when I was in co-ed as a vice president and then chairman of the education, co-ed European Hajj mission was always the flagship, like the MAB was in World Federation.
Absolutely, sure.
Share how you became share with our audience how you became involved briefly.
Sure.
Its history
Sure.
and what it did for the Hujjaj, because I've got a couple more questions, and
time
I
is
think
running out.
at the time, yeah. So then we can finish it nicely.
Very quickly, in 1989, I went for my first Hajj. And immediately Ahmad put me as a treasurer. He said,
"This is now
my first
about
Hajj."
Hujjaj, yeah? Okay.
And I was just a Hujjaj. And then he says to me, "Next year you're coming with us." And basically that's how it is. I joined them as a volunteer. Okay. And I was looking after a few things, and he said to me, "You look after the medical section with a medical team." So I used to arrange medications and all sorts of things, vaccination, things like that, in with them. And it just grew from there. And any time when Ahmad was not around or something like that, I would take over briefing the Hujjaj. That also happened when it came to the Hajj itself, to do the niyyah in the Kaaba, before we go for our tawaf, etc. If Ahmad was not available, he would entrust me to do that, which was very good, and that gave me the impetus to really
build up the confidence as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
So share with us some anecdotes, couple of them if you like, of your Hajj experience with the Hujjaj that you used to take, because I think it became quite popular amongst the community.
It was very popular.
And I think Ahmad Marhum was very disciplined about the whole thing.
He was disciplined. I mean, he and the thing is,
in fact, he was the spirit.
He was the spirit
behind this.
I mean, his discipline, his mannerism was such that, and sometimes you might wonder. For example, once we were in Arafat, and we had to leave for Muzdalifah, and it started to rain, etc. And he told us, everybody out, you know. And I said, well, come on, what's happening? You know, we think this is wrong, you know, because the bus will come in 2 hours or something like that. But you know something, his foresight and Allah used to help him. Within a few minutes, our bus was there, we were in Muzdalifah. So, I mean, there were certain things that were happening. When, And when he was, for example, the moment we come back from Hajj, within 21 days, we got a lovely dinner at his house. Fatmabai, a fantastic cook, would
do the necessary cooking and all that.
Brilliant cooking, and we are sitting there, and we are taking audit of our Hajj.
Assessment is done.
It's 21 days.
To learn.
To learn what happened, what were our mistakes.
And then you improve your standard like that.
And within that time, he has already done his homework for the next Hajj, and he's actually launched a date and a package price. Can you believe it?
Really?
And he had a foresight. And then what happens is, any other group would copy that, because they cannot. Because we are a non-profit making organization.
Okay. And I remember that you shared, if there was a extra income, then you share it, don't you?
Anything extra, we give
extra,
back.
you give it back, That was the concept, wasn't it?
Very, very good. Very
the concept was to serve the hujjat,
That's
I think.
It, nothing else. Fi sabilillah.
You know, mashallah. I mean, is it still running, by the way?
Now that is unfortunate. Last few years hasn't been running. We had a meeting, and I think it was supposed to go further, but EHM as such is stagnant at the moment. And I hope, inshallah, that the new
it's always
committee
an
will
up and down, and hopefully this is a down period, and it should.
Because the things, the regulations have changed.
Right. Enormously, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's very expensive. So I think when the regulations are stabilized again, etc., maybe
it should,
you know.
Because I think it was operating within those old regulations. Now things have changed.
That's right. Yeah.
You were also chairman of the College medical team.
Yes.
Right. Okay. Briefly, what does that involve?
It's HIV Health Improvement Board.
Yes,
at that time,
screening and all that.
Right, all that.
And I think you've continued to do it with seniors now.
I do it now with seniors.
Diabetic, very good program, Kakaji, I have to say.
Thank you.
The forthcoming was hypertension.
Hypertension coming soon, inshallah. Yeah.
And you're hoping to actually do a sort of on-hand work?
Diagnosis,
Diagnosis of blood pressure.
I'm hoping that if we get enough permission and what have you, to have about 4 to up to 10 BP machines.
Right, okay.
So then, and we have some pharmacists and doctors and nurses, etc., who will help. And I think I'll invite you as well as a dentist, doctor. You are supposed to do that. And take some readings for us. You know?
I'm retired now. If you tell me how to do a filling now, I think I'll have to open the book.
I doubt it. You know, you're
okay, now I have a question on. You have been a leader of Hujjat, you've attended a lot of regional federation meeting, World Federation conferences. Talk to us about your contributions at World Federation and Hajj Forum, but in the light of how do you see the functioning of the regional Jamaat, regional federation, World Federation, that hierarchy, and possibly our strength and weakness, if you can combine all that, and most importantly, our democracy, whether we are mature enough with our democracy, because we have got a very good constitution, and then we have to also live by that.
Absolutely.
So have you got any
first of
candid
all,
views?
First of all, I would say that this is one of the most beautiful communities ever. Right. It is such a beautiful community.
Yeah, we have grown up.
So successful.
Yes, of course.
And so intellectual and so caring, in my opinion. Having said that, the organizations, you look at the World Federation organization, it is a world body, and that's exactly what it should do. Look after the world interest of all the Shias, especially the Khoja Shias, okay? And their main ethos is tabligh, which they should get in there. So what they should, my personal view, is not involve themselves in other things which regional federations can do. So if they look up, and we can always look up to them, and they are just like an eagle looking at us, okay, and guiding us everywhere. The councils or the regional federations should look after the Jamaat's affairs, and concentrate on that. Okay? If hujjat has got a need, so has Leeds. Yeah? If hujjat's got a need, so has Paris Jamaat. You have to assimilate, accumulate, whatever it is, you're getting it together and put it together as one force. Yeah? Pointless doing other things that you duplicate it. About 30 years ago, one of the Ramadan lectures, I gave a lecture on duplication and how, one person is done. So once I finish, somebody will finish and so they'll come and do the same thing again. Waste of time and resource. What's the point? So, and the other thing is, on the Jamaat levels, they should have full cooperation with the. So, with the regional body.
In practice, is it working?
It's difficult to say, quite frankly.
Why?
I can see it is working to a certain extent, and then sometimes we get the moans and the groans. I'm hoping to see some good reports coming out with the new Council of European Jamaat election now. I'm just waiting for the progress that they've made. I know it's going to be slow because they are trying to revamp everything again, but let's see.
But in a small community,
yes,
we have only about 120 to 150,000.
Yeah.
Globalized now, small, and we have got a hierarchy, WF, regional, based on geography and everything. But if the roles are not very well defined, then obviously you'll find that there is overlap, and in that overlap rise the conflict, because that's one thing. And secondly, we thought the regional federation's job is to do this. Regional federation says Jamaat has to do it. So where is the implementation then? Who will do the implementation of all those conferences and seminars and all that? We decide that we are going to pass a resolution, and then who is going to effect the resolution? Is it the World Federation, if it's passed at the World Federation level? Is it a regional federation? Because there is no implementation arm at the World Federation anymore. It relies upon, obviously, the regional federation to do the work. The regional federation will say, we are not dealing with the grassroots. It has to be a Jamaat. Now, Jamaat is lumbered with so many problems, and they may not agree with the resolution that were passed because their voice is not directly heard in any case. Can you see what I'm trying to get at?
I know. In many cases, you see some of the Jamaat, for example, London Jamaat would think their representation at World Federation level for London Jamaat has been curtailed because of our sheer numbers.
Right.
Whereby you got 2 from Jamaat, you've got about 50 people, and we got 5,000 here. So all these things are parities, different parities, which you have to look into it seriously. And the other thing which I quickly want to
mention... But we have been in existence, Kakaji, for such a... I keep hearing, we have to look into it. Well, we don't. We don't
look at it.
We haven't really done a lateral thinking on this.
So these are my 2 points, which I wanted to say. One was do the audit again. It's very important.
But have you got anything in mind? What I'm saying is that given the fact that you have served the largest Jamaat in, say, London, attended so many of them, have you got any sort of suggestion, very positive suggestion, say, look, in my opinion, so one of them, I take it, is audit.
Yes. And the second one, which is very important, and I think you will agree with me, as a professional you would have done it, and you've done it surely.
I don't know.
is a process of civil service. See, we tend to make a mistake, or in my opinion, purely, these are all my opinions, please. The thing we do is we try to reinvent a wheel as such, okay? The reason is, I come in the office, I've got my way of thinking, so I bring about this change, that change, this thing, right?
Right, yeah.
Unnecessary. If you've got a civil service in place, right? So you've got a paid secretariat, paid treasurer, paid accountant, and all that, then all the hoo-ha that happens in the general meetings about accounts came audited, nothing, time not, I'm just a worker, blah, blah, blah. It's not. It's hire and fire situation. These people are employed by you. They have got to produce the accounts. Why do we put our accounts on the last day when there's 25 pages and then we ask, any questions? Shall we pass it? And somebody says, chalo, ek salwat padina ko, thank you. You see, that is not professional. Okay, but if this is presented well in advance, we have looked at the accounts, we'll have no problem. We'll have meetings which are very sensible meetings which come with good conclusion. So a civil service is what I would propose. Every Jamaat should have it. Civil service certainly starts at the World Federation level to regional level, and Jamaats 100%. Then the continuity is there.
See, the counter argument there, Kakaji, from the leadership is that even if we produce all these papers and give them 2 weeks ahead or 1 month ahead, they don't even bring it to the meeting, they don't even read it, they begin to, and some of them don't even bother with it. So these are the...
Yeah, but then you can stand up and say, look, you're given the papers, so you've got no choice, but now I'm moving the resolution. I mean, the thing is, you have got to be a little bit dynamic.
Definitely. No. I mean, we just have to be candid.
Absolutely.
And I accept that we need to change and we need to look at things in the light of where we are at the moment. So, Kakaji, finally you're married.
Alhamdulillah.
Your wife's name?
Her name is Zinat.
Zinat Bhai. Okay. And how many children have you got?
Alhamdulillah, 5 children I've got. I've got
all working for the community, I think. I think I interviewed one of them.
Muhammad Abbas, you interviewed the doctor. So my eldest is Tabassum, she's a dentist. Then my second one is Sajida, she's an optom.
Right.
Muhammad Abbas is a doctor.
Right.
And then Maryam is a pharmacist.
Right.
And then Husnain is a consultant, is a business consultant.
So on the dining table, you have a lot of good discussion on medicine.
We do, absolutely. But just wanted to say that I couldn't have done anything without the support and the guidance, if you like, guidance of my wife. I mean, the support my wife has given me is unparalleled to anything like that,
Yeah, and I think, Kamruddin, I'm glad you're mentioning that, because I think that behind all of us is our supporting partner.
Sure.
Yeah.
And of course, my children have always been there for me.
But she is a fulcrum around which we do sort of turn.
So, and I'm very lucky to have her. Thanks.
Thank you, Kamruddin, for sharing your life journey with us together, with some of your candid thoughts, I have to say, on the functioning of our community institution. I'm sure these will be a reflective considerations for all of us, including the leadership. With these thoughts, we bid farewell to our audience.
Thank you.
And till next time, may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. And also you, Kamruddin.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Nothing personal, inshallah. Okay.
I don't think.
Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Okay, thank you.
And I look forward to interviewing you, inshallah, one of these days. Yeah.
Inshallah.
Okay.